All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. All right. Okay. So, this webinar, we'll be talking about holiday success strategies. So, this is all about attracting customers and boosting sales. So, in this webinar, we'll discuss actionable strategies for attracting holiday shoppers, implementing effective shop local campaigns, and marketing your business to draw in new clients. So here, I'm excited for this because Carolina and I were just talking, it's holidays coming up. So this is all about really just like getting people offline, although like we know a lot of small businesses do have an online presence, but we're trying to get people, to shop local, get them into the neighborhoods. And luckily I'm here with Carolina, who is she's a veteran in this, and she could speak a little more on her organization and sort of what she does with our team. And then, oh yeah, just a little bit about myself. So I'm Matthew Mead. So I'm a project coordinator here with the BACP team. I'm specifically in the Small Business Advocacy Bureau. So I cover the Northwest region. So I'm excited to just kind of like get the full scope of shop local in Chicago, holiday season. So let's do it. All right, Carolina, let's do the quick intros and then we'll get into some questions.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me, Matt, and the BACP team. My name is Carolina Juarez, and I am the Business District Manager at Rogers Park Business Alliance. And that means I work with the business districts and I assist businesses within the commercial districts in Rogers Park. Um, Through the NBDC program, we provide technical assistance to businesses in Rogers Park. And technical assistance basically means any type of assistance that a business may need. Um, for example, if they need help with a permit or a license and they don't know the process, and it's difficult for you to get downtown, and you live in Rogers Park, then you would be able to call me and I would walk you through the process of how to um, get a license or a permit, and then that person would be well educated on their way downtown. Um, and we are also, available to help business thrive at all levels, just not just businesses who are already open, but people who want to start a business and people who want to grow a business. So we do have entrepreneurial training courses in Rogers Park that help businesses with their idea, and various other things that we do. But I'm going to stop there because that's enough.
Thank you. Thank you for the intro. I appreciate it. Okay. So yeah, let's get into some questions. So as we know, like this is one of the most important times of the year for our local business community. So this is like, when creativity, collaboration, community really shines with the holiday season. So first question is like, what holiday programs, incentives, events does your NBDC host to, promote small business in your community? And then even like expanding on that, I'm just curious to know, like, has there been any outside of your organization, like has there been any creative or fun campaigns that you've seen in this year or in the past that you want to highlight?
Yes, of course. So I'll start with what we do in Rogers Park. We do three things during the holidays. The most popular and most exciting is our Live, Love, Shop Rogers Park rebate program. And what that means is that people who shop in Rogers Park in independently owned businesses and collect their receipts from dated from November 1st to December 31st and bring them to us. And those receipts add up to $150 total after shopping at these independently owned businesses. We give them a check for $50, no questions asked.
Wow.
And then if their receipts add up to $200 or more, we give them 75.
Okay. I love that.
So that incentivizes people to go out and shop local, you know. Um, if you are thinking of going to Marshall's, um, and you are thinking, hey, I want to support my community, then going to shop in Rogers Park is going to get you some money. So that's one of our incentives. And then we do a lot for Small Business Saturday, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Small Business Saturday is something that was invented by American Express, and they have worked really hard, I believe, for the past 10 or 12 years to rally the community nationally to shop small in response to Black Friday. We now have Small Business Saturday. So I think a lot of people, the momentum has built because a lot of people do recognize Small Business Saturday now. So one of the things that we do for Small Business Saturday is we hire a consultant to go out and record videos of our local businesses. Just informational videos where you get to see some details about the product. You get to meet the business owner and you kind of create an experience and a story behind the business. And then we promote those videos throughout the month of November leading up to Small Business Saturday. So those are really, really popular. And then
Hmm.
we have our welcome station that we do on the day of Small Business Saturday, which this year is November 29th. Every year,
Okay.
sorry?
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say we need to let everybody know November 29th. That's the
Mhm.
day. Okay.
Yeah, November 29th is Small Business Saturday this year. And we, every year, we alternate where we're going to station. So we pick a different business every year. And this year we're going to be at Alexander's, which is a new cafe restaurant on Pratt and Sheridan. And we set up a table, a tent, and then we give out free tote bags that are given to us by Small
Ooh.
Business Saturday by American Express. And they have the Small Business Saturday logo, and the tote bags are filled with goodies that we receive from our members. Little tchotchkes, you know, like branded hats or branded water bottles or whatever, things,
Yeah.
little things like that. And so people come to the welcome station and receive that little tote bag along with a list of all the businesses offering specials that day. So people who come to the welcome station are ready to go shop in the neighborhood.
Yes.
So those are the three things we do.
I love that. I love that.
Oh, and what other communities do? I think a lot of communities. What I love that they do, I think it's Lincoln Square, who hires
Okay.
a trolley. I think that's so cute, and the trolley goes around from business to business, taking people to shop small, and I think that's
Yeah.
exciting and festive.
I love that. Yeah, those are excellent examples. And I also, yeah, you're right. I feel like those areas, Rogers Park, Ravenswood, like those in
Mm,
Lincoln Square, like they just feel like Christmas to me. It just
mhm.
feels like that small neighborhood
Right,
vibe. I love
right.
that. Okay. So speaking, so we're gonna talk briefly, just want to mention, highlight the NBDC program again. So I think it's important just to go over again, like what
Yeah.
resources you all offer, because there are many resources offered by the city and other local agencies that business owners may not be aware of. So, how do you help business owners learn about these opportunities, and how do you prepare them to take advantage of them? So, like, kind of like that outreach, aspect of it. I just feel like even for me, we host a lot of events and roundtables,
Mhm,
and sometimes a lot of people know about our program and it's been around for a long time, for
mhm,
since like I think like the 80s or something. But I
mm,
still feel like, yeah, I'm just still feel like,
mhm,
we still have to get the word out there to let people know, like go to your local chamber, get involved with, it's just an easy way to get involved with the community, easy way to tap into, what people are out there. And so yeah, kind of long-winded way of asking, how do you help business owners learn about these opportunities? And how do you prepare to help them take advantage of the opportunities.
Yeah, so major way. is, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to know this, is social media. Social media
Yes.
is a major channel for us to get the word out about um, the resources we offer businesses. We do have several pages in Facebook and Instagram. One is our general page, and then one is specific for business owners. So
Okay.
anyone, which is the Grow page, and that tells businesses about all the events, all the workshops, all of the grants, all the resources that are available to businesses. And in addition to that, we have our what we call Business Essentials newsletter that goes out monthly on the first of the month, where you will see, and this is a listserv that is built up of only entrepreneurs and business owners. So you will receive information specific to you, like what is the next BACP webinar, what is, it captures a short narrative about like what we do and how we can be of assistance and how we're a one-stop shop. And that, by the way, is sent out in English and in Spanish. We have two versions. The Spanish one goes out on the 15th of the month, and the Business Essentials in English on the first of the month. We do monthly phone calls to businesses to remind them about our services. And we do also have a weekly newsletter that goes out to all community members, anyone who has subscribed to our newsletter. And that newsletter will tell you about events that are going on at businesses.
Okay. I love that.
And then, of course, there's our website.
Right,
In our
right.
website, you'll be able to see a tab that says business support for businesses, and that gives you all of the information about, if you want to start a business, if you want to grow your business, and you'll get a list of all of the vacant storefronts in our neighborhood, things like that.
Yes. Okay. Amazing.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's see. It looks like we have Malcolm and Eric here. Can you guys hear us?
Yes,
Hey, good morning. How are you, Malcolm?
I'm well. How are you this morning, Matthew?
I'm great. Yeah, okay. So let's get you into the conversation. So, real quick, hey Eric, how are you guys? Okay, so could we just do this is cool. I love that we have Austin here and Rogers Park. This is a great duo. Okay, so Malcolm, could you just introduce yourself and your team, your organization and sort of, the MBDC program and how you guys help business owners?
Yep. So my name is Malcolm Crawford. I'm the director of Austin's African American Business Networking Association. It's a long name. We call it AAABNA. We are a business development organization over here on the west side of the city of Chicago. We have been around almost, well, I believe like 20 years now. And we've been responsible for a lot of good work and a lot of groundbreaking new innovative things happening in the Austin community with Soul City. And we have a wonderful team, Eric Strickland, who's here, who is our Chicago Business Center director, who's been around for about 130 years. And so he knows a lot and he helps us tremendously. And then I can't forget Will Baker. Will Baker is a young fellow who is really helping to drive economic development and business development with a new, fresh way of looking at things here. And so he heads up our neighborhood business development center, and he's really innovative in coming up with new ways to get to the businesses and not just help the businesses, but his approach, which he's been helping us with, is also holistic with the community as it relates to the businesses in the community.
I love that. Thanks for the intro. I love that. Okay, let's kick it off with a question for you guys and what's happening in Austin. So as we know, holiday season is a little bit different than any other season. It's a time for business owners and business service organizations to get creative and really think of new ways. And as you mentioned, like what William's doing, like find fresh perspectives and find fresh ways to market to the customer. So question for you guys, what's happening in Austin? Are there any, anything that you wanna highlight? It's focus on the holiday season, and then sort of like in the past few years, what strategies have you found most effective for boosting sales, during the holiday season and then into the slower winter months? Like, how do you guys manage that?
But of course, so one of the things that we've done, it's called Kwanzaa in the Corridor. So Kwanzaa in the Corridor is a marketing campaign where we use last year we used community residents and just I would say stakeholders. This year we're gonna use the business owners. So 40 Acres Fresh Food Market. Kwanzaa has different days. So purpose, collective economics. And so we'll have one business to come on and talk about those things during Kwanzaa, and we'll lead into that, and that gets the buzz going about that particular business, where they're located, and how people can really take the principles of Kwanzaa and actually activate them within the community. And so that's one way that we've been able, which really it was really successful last year. And
Okay.
so we just, I mean, and it's still I go to YouTube just to watch the videos of
Yeah.
everybody. I watched them the other day. So yeah, so Kwanzaa in the Corridor has been very successful. And then we have another program which is called Join Us for a Beer. But don't get me wrong, Matt. Don't get me wrong. Join Us for a Beer is actually a Black economic empowerment rally. And so we find a business, we all gravitate toward that business, and we've done as much as 3,000 in 2 hours. So we come to really shop and really go in that business and give them a stress test to see if they can take it. And so we've done that during the holidays with a young lady, a candle shop, which was located on Austin, and that was the one that we were able to do 3,000, and the alderman, everybody came out. I could go on and on, but I'll stop right there.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love those examples. Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm thinking like let's move into marketing and like sort of the sales for businesses. So what tips would you all offer business owners for stretching their marketing budgets and trying to get creative in terms of, social media and those kind of things to reach customers during the holiday season? So, Carolina, we could start with you. And yeah, I'm also just thinking, I mean, kind of related to both of you guys, where it's like that cliche of like the business owners are like the lifeline of our economy. But the more we, especially like during holiday season, it's like it is really so true. It's like such a great example of like what true Chicago is. So I love these examples of like what you guys are doing, what kind of businesses and mix of businesses are there. So yeah, so we could talk about now, yeah, kind of going into the strategies for social media.
I'm muted. What tips we would offer business owners for stretching their marketing budgets?
Yes.
Okay. So we remind business owners that marketing doesn't have to be expensive. It can get creative, especially during the holidays. I think it's important to leverage community connections and then for business owners to collaborate creatively, and stay consistent with their messaging. For example, we one of the things we do at Rogers Park Business Alliance is leverage free and shared marketing channels. These are one of the things we tell business owners. For example, our Live, Love, Shop Rogers Park program that we just mentioned, that is a campaign that is both in English and in Spanish. Um, Joining collective efforts like helps businesses appear bigger than they could on their own. So reaching hundreds of customers through shared visibility, I think, is important. Collaborating within the business community is good. I've seen some businesses who say if you bring a receipt from X business, you get a discount here. And so that those two businesses are working together to boost each other's sales. And that is happening, especially during the winter months, after the holidays, when it gets really, really silent in the economic world. Um, so that's one of the things that I would recommend. And then, like, telling your story, post regularly on social media. Tell the business about what do you feel about what it means to shop local, kind of connecting with that client so that it attracts them to come and visit you. An authentic story will lead them to you. And it doesn't have to be that you have to pay, hundreds and hundreds of dollars to do this. It's just create a little story and post it on your social media. That's it. Um, and then make it easy for customers to support you, like digital gift cards. Creating bundles is a good one. Highlighting the shop local gift ideas like the Live Love Shop. We have businesses, we give out postcards that promote the Live Love Shop Rogers Park rebate. And so some businesses take it very seriously, and they take the postcards and give it to every single client that pay. Once they pay, they attach the postcard to the receipt, and that'll let the customer know about the program. So
Yes,
I'm gonna stop there. So those are some examples, and I'm gonna let
those are
Malcolm
great.
speak.
Malcolm, you have any tips on social media marketing budgets during the holiday season?
Yeah, so Matt, I'm old school. And so one of the things I try to talk to businesses about is if you're in your business, then are you doing business? And a lot of times you need to be out and about. If you look on social media right now, there are a lot of events that will have a lot of people at them. And if you can get out to those events and really promote your business, you can see a lot of growth. Now, I'm old school. I've been doing this a while. And sometimes, you have to beat the pavement. And if you know that there's going to be 100 people at the tree lighting, and you might be getting 2 or 3 people today, you might take a sample and go to the tree lighting. And now you can access 100 people that didn't know about your business. So I think you have to think out the box in these trying times and look at, and I give you an example. One time we had a really big event when I had my store, and I went to the event. There was at least 300 people there. It had nothing to do with anything that I was doing, but they said we could come to the mic and ask a question. So when I got to the mic, I said, "Hello, my name is Malcolm Crawford. I'm the owner of Sankofa Cultural Arts Center, located 5820 West Chicago Avenue, and um, this is my question." But I got that information out, and so many people came to me after wanting to know more about my business. And so I think you have to also think out the box and look on social media and see how many things that are happening in and around you and kind of write them down and look to go to those things and send people there with your flyer, with your information. Because sometimes social media moves so fast and you're just scrolling up and you're scrolling and you miss stuff. But if you actually get the personal touch and actually touch people and talk to them right then and there, I guarantee you it helps to drive business to your business during the downtime.
That's great, actually. Yeah, I'm over here taking notes from both of you. This is good. Like I'm learning here too. Uh, no, but that's important. I think that is an important note about like really that word of mouth that you can't really, you can't beat it. It is like the original just kind of marketing. And then as far as like, the approach of social media, like I love that note you mentioned, Carolina, about like, authentic stories where it's like sometimes even like just thinking as social media in general, it's like people try to get so focused on that algorithm or like trying to like hit
Mhm.
something, but it's like
Mhm.
when you do that, it's not gonna work. Like it needs to be, it's sometimes it's the most random post that ends up,
Mhm.
hitting. And I
Right.
feel like, the more times the more times you try to hit the target, that the better, it just gives you more opportunity. But so I love that. And then, okay, let's move on. Let's see. Are there any trends that you all are seeing when from businesses when it comes to holiday promotions? Like anything, obviously this year has been a little bit different than years past. So are there any trends or, certain things in 2025 to 2026 kind of like that you're seeing in the business community?
Do you want me to start?
Sure.
Okay. Um, so the overall trend is right now community driven. Low cost, high impact, things that feel personal, local, and authentic to the neighborhood, like I was saying with the storytelling. Um, but some of the trends we're seeing is that people are starting their campaigns earlier this year.
Okay.
So you may see businesses start now, maybe before November 1st. Um, I was mentioning to you before we started that the Live, Love, Shop Rogers Park campaign started early this year just to help the low sales. So um, starting November 1st, normally our program goes from November 29th to December 31st, but now people can use their receipts from November 1st. So some businesses like have started promoting like Smack Dab. They have their holiday gift cards and cookie boxes that they started promoting in November. Our public house features a local meal deal that runs through December. So that's one thing is starting early and
Okay.
maybe even longer campaigns. I mentioned earlier gift cards and bundles and collaborative offers. That's a good way, that's a trend we're seeing. And then, being inclusive and putting your campaigns in English and in Spanish, depending on your demographic, of course. And then digital and neighborhood visibility. Like Malcolm was saying, that everybody is into social media, so taking advantage of your local business service organization and the campaigns they are doing. I think the trend is now, to come to us to pick up posters and postcards so that they can post on their windows for pedestrian traffic. Um, so yeah, I think that should be enough.
Yeah. Love that.
But Matt, I would like to say my name is not Carolina. My name is not Eric. I see people are that in the chat. It's Malcolm. I don't know how uh, I've gotten all these
Yeah,
different
I'm not
names.
sure. I'm not sure what's happening. Let me see if I could. Yes, this is Malcolm Crawford, everyone, not Eric or Geraldine. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, oh, there we go. My name just changed.
there
But
it is.
I would like to say one of the trends that I see is impact giving. A lot of people are moving away from just going to Walmart and Target and those places because they feel like they're not hearing the consumer. And so a lot of people are looking to go to businesses, and I don't want to get political, but with everything that's going on, and a lot of people are not feeling the big box and the big businesses, and so they're looking at ways to support local businesses. And if local businesses really put themselves out there as buy local, and you have an impact model or tied to your business, shop here because we give back, or what, however you phrase it. I've noticed that a lot of people, myself included, would rather now, get a bigger bang for your buck and know that the businesses you are supporting are impact businesses, and you can, you feel better that you're giving to a local business, and they, and they take you more seriously than a lot of the bigger box stores. So I tried to say that as non-political as I can say it.
Yeah, I agree, Malcolm. I just wanted to add that. What did I want to add? My brain just stopped. But no, I think that the oh yeah, um, that idea of expressing to the community how important it is to support the local businesses, I think, is super important. We have one of our buddy BSOs from Andersonville Chamber of Commerce who's starting to put together a Chicago Loves Local campaign. And if you all get a chance to follow Chicago Loves Local on Instagram, you're going to see a lot of posts from local businesses around Chicago, not just Rogers Park, but all over the city. So this is inviting the community to think small, to think local. And I just wanted to plug that in real quick, along with your comment, Malcolm. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's great. It was something that I was thinking of too coming into this webinar where it's like, how could local businesses compete with the big box retailers and, those giants? And so it's like, I think it's a good point for that you made, both of you made, and especially what you said, Malcolm, about sort of like without like railing against the big box stores or like getting political. It's like, how can businesses find that sweet spot of like saying, this is authentic, this is what we want. We want you to shop local because it's important. But, it's like, it's kind of like hitting that sweet spot where it's like, we're not like anti-Amazon or things like that. It's just more like, I think it's that sweet spot of connection and community. So that's good. And then, okay. And the Instagram sounds cool. I'll definitely check that out and follow that. Let's see. I think as far as like we kind of touched on this, but maybe we could get a little deeper as far as, you mentioned it, Carolina, as far as the impact, like collaborations and partnerships. Like, do you feel like has it always been sort of like that in your community, in your sense of the business community, as far as like, have people always been sort of open to collaborations and, sharing stories and sharing, you know, hot pro tips and things like that, especially during the holiday season? Or is it something that it's kind of, as you mentioned, like, is it more of a trend as far as like the state of society and things like that?
Um, Let me understand your question. So
Yeah, like as
within
far as like
the business
collaborations.
community,
Yes.
how? Okay. Um, well, I gotta tell you that in our experience in Rogers Park, um, we have had a very difficult time to get a lot of the business owners within a specific commercial corridor to talk to each other. It's been a struggle, and that is because with this specific commercial corridor, the businesses are very big on trust. And so if they don't trust something, they're not going to tap into it. And so luckily this within the past 2 years, something clicked and we've been able to get all of our business owners to come together and share best practices. They come together once a week.
Wow.
Yes, and
See, yeah, that's good. That's
we have a
amazing.
collective of business owners who are coming together, sharing their stories, sharing experiences. So I would say it's not something that's been always happening. I think
Okay.
it's more of a response to what's going on
Got
and
it.
the low sales.
Okay. All
That
right.
has not been our dynamic. We
Okay.
have not been, well, we come together once a month. The businesses do come together once a month, but it's more. just to kind of network. But I would say a lot of our businesses suffer from, I would say, business owner trauma. And with everything that they have to go through every day just to keep the doors open, the last thing they want to do is collaborate and talk to each other. Unfortunately, and hopefully that we get away from that. But a lot of I see now, and Will has done a really good job with the Neighborhood Business Development Center. With Will goes out once a week or so, and he um he actually goes to the businesses and talk to the business owners and walks in and out of stores, and that has allowed him to develop relationships with the business owners, and they see him a little differently and they talk to him a little differently than they would so meeting them at their place of business and developing that relationship with them, and then he brings other businesses into that business. Or we had DPD to come out and walk with us, and the police department to go into those businesses that he's already started a relationship with through MBDC, and so he's been able to kind of cross pollinate, and DPD and all these acronyms, DPD, MBDC, and CPD all get together and get to and go throughout the business. But man, I think that what we need is the ABCs of RFPs to help people with all of these acronyms.
I would agree. I would agree. There's definitely way too many acronyms, but
I you keep inspiring me to say things, Malcolm. I think that yeah, I wanted to say that the importance of our BSOs making a person to person introduction is so important. That's definitely one of the factors that got our business owners to come together once a week. Is because one of our employees, one of my colleagues, was going out door to door, and it took her a long time, but with persistence, business owners are now talking to each other. So I think if you are in a commercial district, being connected to your business service organization is super important. Thank you.
yeah, that's great. That was one of another question I had about basically like what's one thing you wish every small business knew about the resources or support that your chamber offers during, especially during the holidays. So like, yeah, is there any for those, let's say if a business owner happens to be watching or happens to catch the recording, like is there anything that you would wish to let them know and they're not already affiliated with, the BSO. So is there anything you wish you could tell them?
Well, for
Um,
this, oh, sorry, Malcolm, go ahead.
Go ahead, go ahead.
um, I think what we would like businesses to know specifically for this season is one, to promote that Live, Love, Shop rebate program, and two, reach out to us so that we can promote your specials for Small Business Saturday. It goes a long way. People do go and follow this list we give out on Small Business Saturday, and they want to know who's offering specials on this day because they need a guide. So yeah, that's my
Hmm.
suggestion.
Oh, I drifted. What was that question?
Oh, the question was, what's one thing you wish small businesses knew about the resources and the support that you all offer, especially during the holidays? What's one thing you wish you could tell them that in ways that you could support?
I would say that there are a lot of resources out there for you, and you're not alone. And if you just let people know, especially when you come to your neighborhood business development center or your Chicago Business Center, tell them what you need. A lot of times you go, people come in and they don't know what to ask for, and a lot of businesses, are kind of skeptical about that. I wish that business would really reach out and let us know what the needs are, because there are a lot of resources out there for businesses. I was just, not to plug, but Verizon has a toolbox that you can go on and learn so much about different parts of businesses. There are so many tools that are out there for you. So I would like for owners, or just businesses in general, to understand you're not alone, and there are a lot of resources out there that can help you to get to where you need to be.
Okay. Love it. All right. Let's see. Couple more questions here. I think I think kind of going back to that social media, just because it's so important, Carolina. So a question about like diving deeper into like how chambers can leverage social media, or like for example, if they come to you with a little bit of help, like how could you help them tap in to that authentic story that you were referring to earlier? And what are tips for that realm?
Let me find my unmute button. That's a good question. So I think that one of the things that we're doing, I mentioned earlier that we do a video campaign
Okay.
where we promote businesses through a 1 minute video during the holidays. And so one of the things I did was, we've seen a lot of these videos on social media, and I wanted our videos to stand out. And so I thought this year, all of the business owners who are going to be participating in these videos, we're going to ask them, what does shopping local mean to you? And so now all these videos that are going to be coming out through our social media are responding to that question. And so I think it's making people think more about how important it is to think about, just like we were saying with Malcolm, like that's the current feeling right now, is that we
Hmm.
want to support our community.
Hmm.
So yeah. Um,
I love that.
yeah, I hope that helps. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I love to hear that. I mean, I think I get that sense too. I get that. I mean, even in my own like, consumer habits, it's been like trying to find ways to, okay, you could get this here, but let me get off, see where else I could get it. That's might be just like a mile away. So it's things like that, especially like in Chicago. It's like there's so many types of businesses, so many neighborhoods with just amazing retail, amazing food, amazing cafes. So it's like it's really no reason not to research or try. So I
Hmm.
think that's kind of my own personal hallmark.
Yeah, and,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
educating the community about, we all know, but like some people don't know that when you shop local, the money stays in your community. You know,
exactly.
it's gonna go to that staff person who lives in that community, and they're gonna spend their money there too. It's
Yeah.
not like when you shop at a big box where it's going to who knows where.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay. All right. Before we jump into the Q&A, also by the way, if anyone has any questions, be sure to tap into the Q&A box. And okay, before we jump into that, any last words or last tips for the holiday season, kind of making sure our small business community stays strong and has their best season yet. Any last words?
I would say it's beating a dead horse, but I would say marketing around impact businesses, and letting people know that the dollar that you spend with us stays local, and you're helping, whatever it is. So I think making sure to keep that in the forefront when you're marketing, because a lot of people feel that way right now, that they want to and would rather support local. That's just the
Yeah.
sentiment that I'm feeling out here right now.
I guess my last words are, you can't ask someone to get creative because that's, objective. Like that depends on the person, but like, um, I think it's staying true to yourself and thinking about that one day when you first decided to open this business, what did you feel and why did you want to do this? Like expressing that love and passion that you have for your business to your customers is attractive, and people want to support someone who struggled to get their business open, or someone who really is passionate about candles, and for example. And so yeah, relaying that story, that personal story, through your social media.
That's great. That's great. Okay. So I'll flip it over to Stella, who will toss out some questions.
Okay, let's see. We did have 3 questions. How can I participate as a vendor?
Oh, I think participate as a vendor. I think she was referring to, I think, the rebate program. Is that I think.
Not sure, but as far as our rebate program, all the local businesses who are independently owned are eligible.
Okay.
Is there a chance that some of the closed businesses, like the old Leona building or Montrose and Sheridan, can become an incubator for small businesses and artists?
Oh gosh, I wish. Yeah, we think about those things. We think about um, you know an incubator. That's one of our main goals. One of our number one. One of our goals as an organization is to open a shared kitchen. Um, but we do have an entrepreneurial training center in Rogers Park on Clark Street, where people come and learn and take classes on how to become a business owner and also how to grow your business. So those are some of the resources we offer.
Uh, okay. Next question. There's just a lot of comments. The love that you guys are doing, the impact. What is the Instagram handle? I don't know for which organization, I guess for both.
It's Chicago Loves Local. I think I put it in the chat.
Do you work with businesses outside of your neighborhoods?
Yes, we
Yes, we do.
do in Rogers Park. Yeah, we are an SBDC, which means we can support businesses outside of Rogers Park within Illinois.
And
So the
we do
person,
as well.
so the person that asked that question about vendor, they were referring to the small business Saturday market event that was mentioned.
Oh, okay. I meant as a vendor in the Small Business Saturday Market. Oh, the Welcome Station. The Welcome Station does not include businesses in like at the station. We just Our organization goes and puts a tent and a table in front of a business, and then we pass out things to um, pedestrians and people who are in the neighborhood. So it's not a market.
Are there any upcoming markets that home-based businesses can participate in?
Go ahead, Malcolm.
Well, we have our Kwanzaa Gala, which is the 26th. And so if you want to find out more, you can, and there'll be some vending opportunities there. And you can call us at 773-626-4497 in the office, 773-626-4497 if you're interested in that vending opportunity.
We have our Mercadito, which happens twice a year. The next one is November 22nd. We are done receiving applications for vendors, but if you stay connected with us through rpba.org, you will learn all about when the next one is, which is in May, and then the other one is in November. Like I said, November 22nd. So that's the vendor opportunities we offer.
Here's another question. Is there any collaboration that Roger Park has done with High Park or Bronzeville?
Blah, 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 I don't believe so. That would be great, though. We would love that.
Okay, now I'm in the Q&A box. While I support shopping at a local small business storefront, I wanted to know if any holiday marketing tips will be discussed for professional services for a small business.
That is a good question. And I think that's something that needs to be worked on because I don't think service businesses, I don't know of that there is a specific target for service businesses. So that alone lets me know that that's something that needs to be worked on, unless somebody else has something. But I don't know that there has been that or there has been that focus on service businesses like that. So that's something that we need to really think about.
Can I hear the question again, Stella?
While I support shopping at local small business storefronts, I wanted to know if any holiday marketing tips would be discussed for professional services for a small group.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I'm just gonna second Malcolm. I agree with him. It's it's true. We need to work on supporting or coming up with more ideas to support the service businesses.
Yeah, because we've been so focused on, storefronts and brick and mortar till I don't think that we've really kind of tapped into that lately. So thank you for that, and hopefully that's something that we can within our group I can take back to them and kind of think about how we can address that.
I do want to add that we do have quarterly business to business networking events where we collaborate with other business service organizations um, in the north side, where most of the businesses who attend are service businesses, home based businesses. And what they do is kind of like a um, speed dating, but it's speed networking. So you go from table to table and you meet 14 people at a time and you share your pitch. So that's one opportunity we do offer.
Here's another question regarding, I don't have a storefront. So I've always wondered if it makes sense for me to reach out to groups like the RPBA. Is there a support or space for makers who mostly sell online or at markets? I'd love to know how you can stay plugged into the local small business communities.
Yes, absolutely. You should definitely reach out to me. I will put my email in the chat. We have our Mercaditos, like I mentioned. We are starting to come up with networking events just for makers and educational workshops for makers to help them through their journey from idea to brick and mortar. Yeah, thank you.
And I will be sending my partners to Carolina and Rogers Park. So she can, that's that collaboration. So she can help me with that.
See, we are getting a lot of questions about pop-up opportunities. Do you have any more coming up outside of Small Business Saturday?
Yeah, just our Mercadito, which is November 22nd, and the applications are closed, but the next one's in May. And then I do want to mention that in the city of Chicago, you are able to get a pop up license to pop up in a vacant storefront. We have a lot of vacancies in Rogers Park that could function as a pop up for you. The pop up licenses vary from whether you want to be open for a day or for a month up to 1 year. And so if you are interested in popping up in Rogers Park, please feel free to contact me. Yes.
Uh-oh, the questions are really coming down. When you post events, what avenues of marketing and promotion have you found to be the most effective? Mainly the holiday event.
I would say our newsletter. Our newsletter, we have about 600 people on that newsletter, and people talk about it all the time, and people use it, and even our aldermen, two of our aldermen use our newsletter as a way to get the word out about things happening in our community. So if you look at AAABNA.org, AAABNA.org, and you have something that you can send to us, a lot of times we can get that out into the community um, uh, about different things happening.
I will second the newsletter. It is a good newsletter. I give you props, Malcolm.
Yeah, I hear about our newsletter in Springfield. I hear about it in different areas. So I will say, and we do that every Wednesday before 3 o'clock. We send out a newsletter, and people look for it. If it doesn't go out, we get a call about that newsletter. So a lot of people use it to get more information about what's happening in the community. So I would say that's the way we do it, and we have a section, a community section in there, and it's just not our community, but we have a section in there. If there's something that's relating to business, we try to get that information out.
Yes, ditto. Our newsletter also goes out on Wednesday morning, or on Wednesday. Ours goes out in the morning. People look for it. And then I would add that you need to follow your local business service organization because that is another way where people find out about our events is through our social media, which is Facebook or Instagram. And I will post our handles as well. Thank you.
I'm curious to know if any local stores or organization that offer shared storefront spaces for makers, like in Wicker Park, where multiple small businesses can rent a space together for a short-term period. Are there any programs like that?
Well, I would say right now, and that's not my area, but I would say that be on the lookout because the city of Chicago has an RFP out right now for actually the storefront activation grant, and that is for specifically what you're talking about to be able to have pop-up shops and activate uh, brick and mortar along corridors. So that's something to look at and really be on the lookout for and see who's applying and who the city has that will be that agency and organization that will. So that's the storefront activation grant, and that will be for those for that brick and mortar pop up that you're talking about. And I believe that's through DPD. It's not necessarily through BACP, but it's through Department of Planning and Development. So I would say start looking at now who's applying to be that storefront that agency that handles that. And I think that would be very good for you because they'll be looking for businesses to go into those storefronts. And that rent will be paid for a year as well. So be on the lookout for that one. That's really a good opportunity that's coming up.
Somebody just put in the box, Textured Dance Studio in Uptown does art pop-ups. So for the person who was asking about pop-ups, thank you for that. I see that Matt put a link in the chat regarding our
Yeah, it looks
Yep.
like some people were looking for the, like the list of NBDCs. So definitely take a look at that second link. It has a PDF map and it kind of shows where all of the partners are with our department. And specifically, we have like my colleague works specifically on the southeast side of the city. So I'll put my email just in case anyone wants to reach out and I could connect everyone. But also, yeah, I would definitely put I believe, Carolina, you put your Rogers Park handle, right? So yeah, definitely it looks like let's all just connect, while we're here. But yeah, reach out if anyone in the any participants need me to look into the chamber in their specific area and I'll connect you with the right person.
We still have time for a few more questions. So please put your questions in the chat.
I think that the events one was a good question. I like that question because we didn't specifically talk about like marketing for events specifically during the holiday season. Because I'm like, I mean, it is 60 degrees out. It's not too bad. But that one was good. All right. I think we could wrap it up, right, Stella?
Yeah. Do they have any
Okay.
words of encouragement, anything like that?
I would just like to say, and I say this everywhere I go, if the city of Chicago can have Greektown, Chinatown, Boys Town, Little Italy, Ukrainian Village, and the list goes on, then we can have Soul City. And Soul City is that 1 mile stretch on Chicago Avenue that's functioning as an economic driver for African Americans. We just opened up 40 Acres uh, Fresh Food Mart, which is a black-owned grocery store on Chicago Avenue. And we've opened 20 businesses in the last 2 years and more to come. And that's been with the help of the city of Chicago. And so we're really excited to get the word out about what's happening in the Austin community.
All I have to say is shop in Rogers Park this holiday season and get money back and save your receipts. Thank you.
Thank you to Caroline and Malcolm for today's presentation and including our own Matt. If you are a part of the BACP Entrepreneur Certificate Program, your account will automatically be updated and you will receive credit within 24 hours. Today's webinar was recorded and will be available on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Chicago BACP. Thank you for spending your time with us this morning. And everyone have a great weekend.
All right. Thank you all.